prison wall, he heard a young girl calling, Michael, they have taken you away, for you stole Trevelyan's court, so the young might see the mark. Now a prisoner ship lies waiting in the bay. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. The love was on the wing, we had dreams inside.
And Sutton puts the ball in the back of the net. The Celtic end erupts. Good work by Vega initially. There's the header off the bar, and Sutton, nobody covering him. Celtic are one up.
It's typical Celtic this season, Archie. A real physical presence for set pieces. They bring on Vega, probably the biggest guy on the side. Gets up well, gets a header off the crossbar. Kloss actually got a touch to it, but that's a magnificent finish by Sutton. He's falling backwards, and he still manages to keep the ball down and put it high into the net.
Well, there's, I think, the referee is saying that's the second goal. Larson follows through and gets a second goal, as the youngster Robert Malcolm was left stranded there on his own against the most lethal attacker in the United Kingdom, and he got in such a tangle. Perfectly correct decision by the referee. Well, he could have bust the net at the end there, but all he needed to do was take it there and then touch it in.
Celtic, number 7.
Rangers woefully exposed in defence. Is touched away by Wilby this time. Malcolm is up. And a penalty given, I think. Wilson brought down, penalty to Rangers. The Celtic players are complaining. There was a pull as Willie Young was demonstrating there. And such a tangle of players. Now Vega was in it, and now he raised his hands in innocence there, Billy.
Well, we see the replay there, actually. It's one of those ones that the referee's right on the spot, and he's decided it's a penalty.
So, Albert, that's it. Back to 2-1, and Rangers are back in this game, much to the annoyance of Gould. And now the Rangers support have something at long last to cheer about. There's Wilson getting away with it. Penalty awarded. A penalty awarded for that challenge by Wilson. Then it goes there, and he's leaning into him. And the referee has awarded a penalty for that. Larson burrowing his way in there. Yeah. And Wilson putting the body right across him.
I think it was a penalty. I think it's very reminiscent of the penalty that Henry Larsson won over in Bordeaux, and it's really that anticipation and electric quickness in the penalty box just to get in front of the defender. Scott Wilson didn't see him coming. He's committed to go for the ball, and it's resulted in the penalty for Celtic.
And I think he's going to book, well, certainly the goalkeeper's there and getting it. So Stefan Kloss gets a yellow card for that. Stefan Kloss booked for that. And the ball is lying away behind the goal line. Almost considerately, Alberts goes after it. Puts it back into the box.
Yeah, I think it's one of those situations as a penalty taker. You don't want to stand about waiting too long. It might have been better for one of his teammates to retrieve the ball there and give Henrik Larsson time to make up his mind what he's going to do.
And this could put it beyond Rangers at this stage in the game. Larsson to take it. That's it. 3-1. And he's much more delighted now.
Yeah, he's gone for power and accuracy. Archie's kept it down low. Stefan Klos has guessed the wrong way.
David Turnbull steps forward, curls it to the far post. It's headed across, just wide. Took a deflection, corner kick Celtic.
It's a different team in terms of their performances to what we're playing now. And here at Celtic,
Turnbull dispossesses his man, it's Jota on his right foot. It's saved. Oh, and it's off the post. Well, Forrest got a touch on it. Craig Gordon scrambling, and from 2 yards out the ball rattled off the post and came out. Well, James Forrest is probably thinking, how on earth did that not end up in the back of the net? Because I know that's what I'm thinking.
yeah, I totally agree with you, Paul. I think James was getting in there trying to read the first save from Craig Gordon.
Jota with the corner kick towards the penalty spot, and it's cleared only as far as McGregor. McGregor takes a shot, takes a deflection, and palm behind at full stretch. Craig Gordon denies the Celtic captain.
Well, that's certainly what Craig Gordon is all about. The reflexes that he got to go across there and just touch that wide. Certainly looked as though it was just maybe coming in inside of that post, but wonderful effort.
Turnbull up against Herring. Back to the Portuguese. Switches it across to Ralston. Forrest. Celtic edge of the box. Now with Tom Rogic. Ralston goes in the outside, plays it low. Kyogo! Well, the delivery from Ralston was perfect. The finish was clinical. Kyogo with his 14th goal of the season. And Celtic, with 33 minutes on the clock, have the lead.
I think Anthony Ralston's been trying to find Kyogo from longer out. With those balls over the top, and this time he found him where he wants to be, inside the 6-yard box, with a magnificent cross, magnificent move, and fully deserving of the lead in this game just now. And that's the way you beat referees, is putting the ball in the back of the net.
Well, it was a wonderful delivery from Anthony Ralston. He went out the outside of Tom Rogic. He's looking a bit uncomfortable walking down the touchline. Anthony Ralston just now just limping, so that would be a concern if Anthony Ralston needed treatment or needed to be replaced. Mackay curls it into the area, and it's glanced. Well, Kingsley slams the ground, and no wonder, because he burst forward from that cluster of players. Celtic still leading by that goal to nil. They're on the attack again. It's Mikey Johnson, substitute. Still Johnson. Well, I'm not sure if it went through or just behind Kyogo.
Yeah.
The result was a goal kick.
That was the right idea for Mikey. I think he was trying to find that far corner.
Mikey Johnson knocks the ball through towards Kyogo. It's a chance for Kyogo. Forrest can make it two, and it's saved by Craig Gordon. He denies Forrest what would have certainly secured the points for Celtic. They have the corner, but that was the moment.
There's a song that's warm and tender for those who are oppressed. In song we can protest. Liberate your mind, give your soul expression. Open up your hearts, we'll sing for you this song. Let the people sing the stories and their songs. the music of their native land. Their lullabies, their battle cries, songs of hope and joy. Join us hand in hand. All across this ancient land. Throughout the test of time, it was music that kept our spirits free. Those songs of yours and of mine. This land is your land, this land is my land. From the northern highlands to the western islands, from the hills of Kerry to the streets of Derry. This land was made for you and me. As I was walking by Shannon Water, hand in hand with my little daughter, heard the church bell ringing, the children singing. This land was made for you and me. So we climbed the mountain by the crystal fountain. We watched the waves roar by the rocky seashore.
To the death, he's buried the ball in the back of the net. O'Reilly, what a season he's having.
Could have slipped Mitre in, but he decided to go it alone.
And it's another league winner by Argentina. Riley goes for goal, and this time Matt O'Reilly finds the back of the net. No-time whistle goes. Celtic have won the Glasgow derby. The sun is shining on the Celtic way as Brendan Rodgers, Callum McGregor and the rest of the Celtic squad met up with an old friend. And Joe Hart's about to play his last game at Celtic Park. Carried that trophy back to its usual place. What a sight it was, and what a reception for the boys as Joe led them up the Celtic way in glorious sunshine. Brendan Rodgers, of course, bringing success to Celtic for the second time since he returned in what is sure to be a party atmosphere. But there is a game to be played before that trophy gets lifted for proper. St Mirren, of course, having already sealed a European spot themselves, are the visitors to Celtic Park. Kick-off is just under half an hour away. Yes, welcome along to a party atmosphere here at Celtic Park. I can't remember the last time I've presented here and had to take my jacket off, but it is glorious sunshine. We're in the mid-70 degrees here. It is going to be just one big party from start to finish. And a man who knows all about celebrating titles and success in the hoops is Peter Grant, who's alongside me. Peter, today, ironically, is less about the match and more about the occasion. These supporters, they deserve success because of the support they give the team. What kind of afternoon will this be?
The usual is becoming, because they've done it again, as you say, for the third time. Thoroughly deserved, because over the piece, the best team always wins the league. And it doesn't matter, it's not been vintage this season, as Brendan rightfully says. But when it's came to the crunch, they've turned up to the party, and that's the most important thing you do. When you go over the piece, you've got to get the most points. The boys have done that through different and difficult times. And that shows character, that shows steel. And with the support they've had with the supporters through that difficult time, it's finally got us over the line, and we're all absolutely delighted.
We've had some pretty bad weather recently, Peter, but can you believe what's happened today?
The sun always shines in the righteous, as they say.
Well, we did get that title wrapped up at Rugby Park at the weekend. We only needed a point going into this one, but Peter, the boys wrapped this up in style, didn't they?
Well, it was a perfect day. Celtic versus Kilmarnock, 16 years to Tommy Burns' unfortunate and untimely death. And to put in the performance they did, the first half they were absolutely brilliant. The goals were excellent, the movement of the players was excellent, the front three scoring goals, all the things that Brendan talks about, getting in the box. The team passed forward, they played with a purpose, the support for behind the goal was phenomenal. So on the night, and especially the first half, it was the perfect night with some wonderful, wonderful goals. And as I say, the front three, and James Forrest again, who's been outstanding since he came into the side, is magnificent. But Matt O'Reilly, we see it week in, week out now, producing these moments, so we get used to it now. And that's probably unfair on him, because they're special moments and special goals and probably doesn't get the credit for them. And as I say, it was just relentless. And as I say, people think that's an easy finish, but he just finds that spacing and just slips into the back of net. And to be fair, that summed everything up on the evening. A thoroughly deserved victory, and as I say, a magic moment to become champions again.
The manager said a few weeks ago that this is the time when Celtic comes alive. You could sense, perhaps at the turn of the year, you could sense that he could sense that the team was coming good. Perhaps it was because he got all these big players back from injury. He sees them every day in training. It was a great performance against Kilmarnock at Rugby Park, but there have been some big moments in the season, some big goals that perhaps have been the ones that you look back on and think, okay, these were the crucial moments.
Well, exactly. This one, obviously, because going into this game, we felt everybody at Celtic were just turned up to be beat. It was an unbelievable goal. The timing of it was unbelievable. Then at Motherwell, the timing of this again, late in the game. And Celtic never gave in. They kept going. And these moments win you games and win you titles. This at the start of the second half was an unbelievable finish. Never get the credit he deserved for that when he's weaker foot. But at that moment, you're starting to sense. But then you've got to go to Fir Park again. Adam Ida comes on and produces, you know, a magical moment again. And it was twice at Fir Park we've had big moments there. But then, you go back to Ibrox. This was a brilliant goal, and we think this is it, we're getting a victory here. But we end up dropping the point, as you say, obviously only getting the point. But they celebrated as if they'd won the league. James Forrest came into the team, as I said earlier, produced moments of magic to help and support his team, but also scored pivotal goals. And O'Reilly again, as he's done throughout the season, was 18 goals, 18 assists, or maybe more than that now. It's just phenomenal, and it was magical moments. And the goals the other night there, you wouldn't get the credit for the way the team played because everybody was celebrating the victory, obviously, but the quality of the goals was fantastic.
You mentioned Rangers celebrating that draw. I just wonder if psychologically that gave Celtic the edge, because I don't think that's the kind of thing that these Celtic players used to success would have done.
Listen, you never celebrate a draw. with Rangers. Never have done. And I've been there, as I said many times. I was there in a 4-4 game and I was there in a 3-3 game, and we get a strip store office because of the fact that we gave the 2 goals away.
Yeah.
Rangers celebrated and said it was a moral victory. I've never ever seen the points you get different for that. And for me, that was the first time their manager's mask dropped, and that was a big problem for them.
Let's have a look at the team lineups then for the one this afternoon. There is, of course, a massive cup final to be played next Saturday, so I'm sure that was in the manager's mind. We'll hear from him shortly when he makes these changes to the side. Joe Hart, of course, is in goal for his final game at Celtic Park. It is a back four of Anthony Ralston, Stephen Welsh, Mike Nawrocki and Greg Taylor. The usual midfield three of Callum McGregor, Rio Hatate and Matt O'Reilly. Couple of changes on the wings, Nicholas Kuhn and Luis Palma, and Kyogo up front. Plenty of changes on the bench. I'm sure the manager will bring as many as he can on to experience the afternoon.
I'm absolutely sure of that. Listen, it gives an opportunity for these boys, and I think Brendan's already touched on it. It gives everybody up to game speed for next week. That's the thing you're looking at going into this period. They've got 2 games left. You want everybody available for next week. You want games in their legs. So if you don't know what happens in training throughout the week, you may call upon these players, even though you've got a team in your mind. So I think it's very, very important these boys, and they've all played their part, to be fair, Jerry, in winning this league.
St Mirren have had a successful season. Stephen Robinson doing the job, qualifying for Europe. That is the lineup for them this afternoon. But it will really, in here, be all about Celtic. The players want to put on a performance, of course, none more so than Celtic goalkeeper Joe Hart. Joe Hart has been a great servant to this club over the last 3 seasons. He plays his last game in front of the fans this afternoon, and I went up to Lennoxtown and spoke to Joe yesterday. Joe, we sit here just a day before your final game at Celtic Park. Sum up, if you can, the last 3 seasons for us in terms of your expectations coming to the club compared to how you feel about Celtic now as you get set to leave.
I was obviously very excited to come. I think I made it pretty clear that when I came, I wasn't quite sure where I fitted in the footballing world, having had a pretty good career through my 20s, and felt like I really belonged in football. To COVID and me falling out the team and falling out the favour, coming out of the national team and everything just felt like it was going away from me, if I'm being totally honest. I still felt like the same player, same person, but football, it didn't feel like it had a place for me anymore, which is, nothing's promised. This is the top end of the game, of which the levels that I've been playing at, millions and millions of people are trying to play at that level. So I'm not the only goalkeeper on the planet, I know that, and I was starting to think, you know what, maybe this is my time. I've had all the fun that I can have. Obviously Tottenham, not ideal in terms of the new manager that came in and his thoughts towards me, but whatever. And then got the opportunity to speak to Ange, a club that I've always had my eye on. I'll be honest, I've always watched them because one of my teammates, someone who I thought very highly of as a goalkeeper, Fraser, was here, and I was always aware of what he was doing because I'm trying to keep my place in England and and it's a club we all know about. So when I got the opportunity, I wanted it. I really did want it, and there wasn't much that I wanted.
How will you remember Celtic when people ask you in the months and years to come, what was it like at Celtic? Will you seek to really try and help them understand the unique nature of this club and how it grabs you, or maybe in a strange way, would you prefer to keep it to yourself because it's something special that can't really be put into words?
It can't, and I don't. I'm very protective over that. I'm very protective. I don't want to sell this place. I don't have to, because you don't have to. You either want to come and experience it and feel it, and realise why people say the things they do, or if you don't, that's fine. Live your own life, do your own thing, have your own feelings. But I don't even think I could do it justice. I think the smile on my face when the place gets mentioned to me, I'll light up. I think the smile on my family's face. I've got quite a close-knit group of friends and family who've been everywhere with me in football, everywhere, and experienced everything that I've experienced. And every single one of them that's come up here has had their head blown off. And I'm grateful for that, and I'm proud of that. But I don't think think you need to fight for people to understand who don't. It's for people to come and experience. It's a feeling. It's not words. It's not examples. It's a feeling, and you either feel it or you don't.
Let's finally just mention that then, the cup final you've got to look forward to as you bring the curtain down on your career, hopefully with another medal, but that will take care of itself. So as we sit here before your final game in front of the fans at Celtic Park, is there anything you'd like to say to them?
Just thank you. I appreciate everything. I appreciate all the kind words. I appreciate the backing. I appreciate the support in terms of wanting us to be better all the time. That push, that drive, that no one accepting anything other than the best. And yeah, just a lot of love and appreciation, and I hope this relationship doesn't end. I want to continue it for as long as I possibly can.
Walk through the corridors of time as we uncover the legacy and legends of Celtic Football Club in our new docu-series, If You Know Your History. Our journey begins with the human torpedo, the story of Jimmy McGrory, then the Green and White dynasty, delving into the mastermind Jock Stein and Celtic's dominance during the 9-in-a-row era. We culminate with the Centennials, revisiting the emotion and triumph of our centenary season. Hear directly from the legends themselves, Tommy Callaghan, Peter Grant and Frank McAvenny, sharing their first-hand experiences of these golden years. If You Know Your History isn't just a look back, it's a celebration of what makes Celtic, Celtic. Subscribe to Celtic TV today and watch now.
Some great exclusive content on Celtic TV. You can see the players literally just behind us, just putting the finishing touches into their warm-up. We heard from Joe Hart there, Peter. The full 17-minute interview can be seen on Celtic TV. It does get very emotional. This will be an emotional afternoon for Joe Hart, but I think what the Celtic fans have seen maybe in the last few months, Peter, is not just how good a goalkeeper Joe Hart is. We've seen that in the last 3 seasons, but how much of a connection he has with this club and how much he loves this place.
Listen, we know we were brought up, we understand the club, but when someone comes in from outside, as we would say, and comes in and sees what this club means to everyone, the people that stand here week in, week out, the millions around the world who support it, it's impossible not to be taken in. Joe has been absolutely phenomenal in the period of time he's been here, not just as a goalkeeper, but as a person. You can see the help he's given Callum McGregor with the captaincy. I can just sense that. I'm not inside the dressing room, but you can just sense that. You can tell with his body language, the respect he gets from his teammates. All these things are so vital. And he's got a calmness about him as a goalkeeper, which is, for me, is a massive thing and a massive part to play at Celtic. He's a lot of help from Stevie Woods, as we say, the goalkeeping coach. But you've got to go out and produce. And up to the Hearts game the other week there, we won it 3-0, but Joe has a save at 1-0 even then. That could be the game changer. These are the moments, but he's done that consistently. But as a person, he'll be sorely missed, and he'll be very, very difficult to replace, let me tell you. Not just as a goalkeeper, but his personality and the way he's handled playing for Celtic. And you see the way he's bought into what Celtic's all about, with that emotion he's got. I was getting a bit emotional myself for me, and that's a bit unusual.
Yeah, well, listen, he's the right man to be in the goal for Celtic in the cup final next weekend. Of that, there is no doubt. When you talk about match winners, Matt O'Reilly this season, we know all about Matt's skills, but what he's added to his game this season, 18 goals, 18 assists, his all-round play, I mean, it's incredible he's not been the player of the year in the league or at the PFA. He is the Celtic player of the year, and when you see some of his contributions here, it's no wonder why.
You can just see every goal there, how he finds the space. He doesn't run in and get marked. He always finds himself in a 2 or 3 yards of space, and people always tell you that's what the best players do. They don't need to be quick. They just need to be quick upstairs in the brain. Matt's phenomenal. He's got a calmness about him. He's an intelligent boy off the pitch, never mind on the pitch. And you can see he takes that onto the pitch with his intelligence, the way he plays. He's been an unbelievable signing, and great credit to the guys that brought him here, coming for MK Dons and producing the performances, been able to handle playing for Celtic. It's all right signing for Celtic, but can you play for them? And he's done that since the day now he came in the door.
And similar to Joe, Matt has formed a real bond with these Celtic supporters. It's a club that he absolutely loves. On the other side of that spectrum, you've got what Joe Hart would refer to as the one club guys, and James Forrest epitomises that. He's been here since 2010, and he is still contributing some big moments to win us some titles.
Absolutely massive. He's been especially in the last few weeks. I think he's galvanised the team, never mind anything else. And that says more about James than anything else. He's galvanised the boys. He's played exceptionally well. The semi-final, I thought he was outstanding, in the contribution he had in the game. But in every game he's come on, he's impacted, and then the ones he started, he's been outstanding. So I'm absolutely delighted for him, because it doesn't matter how many trophies you win here. You have to go and win another one, and another one, and another one, and he's constantly done that along with Callum. And these guys deserve everything they get, because it's not easy to play for Celtic, and they've produced the goods for so many years.
And the biggest compliment for James Forrest is that he's on the bench this afternoon, because he's being kept and saved for the cup final against Rangers next Saturday. All right, let's get the thoughts of the manager, Brendan Rodgers, now. He is in the tunnel with John Ledwith.
Brendan, you asked us to see you back here in May. Here we are. Is it that belief that you've instilled in the squad throughout the season that has brought us to this celebration this afternoon?
Well, I hope so. I think it's obviously a part of a huge part of the players' mentality, and I think all we've tried to do is stay humble and stay in control and stick to our process of improving every day. And I think the biggest thing that comes from this season is the discipline of the players and all our support staff. We never lost track. We stayed focused, and that discipline allowed us to work really, really well, really professionally, and then you hope that you can get the rewards, which the players have done.
Over the course of the season, I know it's difficult, but has there been, or was there a moment where you saw that the finishing line and the objective could be achieved? Was there a game that sticks in the mind?
Yeah, Wednesday night. Wednesday night. There's been it's been tense. It's been some great moments and some difficult moments, but I just think it was. I just think the focus I've seen of the players every single day. There was not one defining moment. There was many little steps along the way. But the biggest thing I seen every single day was the humility of the players, and that they believed in what we were doing. And if they kept working well, they believed that they would get the rewards, and that's exactly what's happened.
And nobody will blame you for shuffling the pack a little bit today. There's a cup final to come also. But what would it mean to you, to the squad and everyone at the club to finish this with a big performance and a victory?
Well, it'll mean everything. But we're certainly not forfeiting the game by making the changes. I think that my idea is looking towards next week. We've played already 2 games this week. Tough game on Wednesday, even though we played ever so well, but it's on an AstroTurf pitch. So I just need to make sure that as many players are ready as possible for next weekend. And guys that played a lot, and I've played 2 games this week, we feel that we can adapt. It just means that we can take a really, really strong squad into next weekend's final.
Good luck this afternoon, Ben.
Brilliant, thank you.
For me, it's probably made me a bigger person. It made me have an understanding of what it was to try and run a dressing room, to try and be that leader, be responsible in the park, but also to drive standards daily, and that goes from training into games and off the field as well.
You have to try and lead by example, and I always say it, you've got to try and win trophies here. That's the honour that it gives you.
And they're queuing up here. It's another one for Paul.
Stay true to yourself, be yourself. Don't feel you need to change, don't feel as if you need to go look for problems. Problems will come to your door, absolutely.
As soon as I went over that line, my job was to win this club football games, to make sure we go and win trophies. I wanted to win trophies as much as anybody else did.
Yes, some more fantastic exclusive content on Celtic TV. It's a beautiful sunny afternoon. Celtic are picking up the league trophy. Could it get any better? Well, if you win £10,000 in the Paradise Windfall, I suppose that could make it better. If you're inside the UK and Ireland, then you can take part by getting yourself a ticket for £2 via the Celtic Pools app. Please make sure you're 18 or above in order to take part and be in with a chance of winning that £10,000. Please visit begambleaware.org. All right, well, one man who came off the bench in the Glasgow derby and did so well to solidify the defence in the final moments, he gets a starting place at right back this afternoon, and he's in the tunnel speaking with John Ledwith right now. It's Anthony Ralston.
Anthony, you've been here before. You're an old hand at lifting these trophies now, but how much are you looking forward to another trophy lift in Paradise?
Yeah, they're all as special as each other, you know. All the lads are buzzing. All the boys have worked so hard to get to this point in the season. So it's a great day for ourselves, for our fans and all our families to enjoy it together, and yeah, we're looking forward to it.
And I'm absolutely sure that you're taking this game seriously. There's a cup final next week, and of course you're in front of 60,000 fans that want to celebrate a win.
Yeah, no, for sure. Every game is as important as the next. We're not going to be taking our foot off the gas today and thinking that, you know, everything's done, even in though it is. We're all taking it serious. The boys that are playing are fully focused. We've got a big game next week that we need to prepare for, so no, we're all focused on that, and then we can relax and enjoy it afterwards.
And to that end, the manager's going to change a few positions, which is great for the squad because we'll need everyone next week again.
Yeah, for sure. You know, everybody's stayed fit over the course of the season. Everybody goes in and does their work every morning and works as hard as they can, and we're all in great condition, and that's why, you know, that's able to be the case. So it's important that we go out there and we do a job for the team today. Like I say, relax and enjoy afterwards, and then we've got a full focus week on the game next week.
Good luck today, Anthony.
Thanks very much. Enjoy.
Top man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, let's go. Let me be your shield, let me be your shield. Let me be your shield, let me be your shield. Let me be your shield, let me be your shield. Let me be your shield, let me be your shield. Let me be your shield, let me be your.
The sun is shining over Paradise. It's the final day of the season, or as we like to call it, at Celtic Park. It's Trophy Day. The champions again, the third consecutive season. Paradise is packed. We are going to welcome the champions out, and after the small matter of 90 minutes against St Mirren, we will lift the trophy once more to prove that we are and always will be the finest team in Scotland. Brendan Rodgers' side have come out on top again, and the manager, as you just heard, has made a number of changes from midweek, 2 games in a week. He's got one eye on the Scottish Cup final next weekend, so 6 changes from the side that clinched the title in midweek. But Joe Hart does start this afternoon, his last appearance at Celtic Park. I'm sure it'll be an emotional occasion for the Celtic goalkeeper. Callum McGregor captains the side, of course. Kyogo leads the line, but it's a changed defence for Joe Hart with Ralston, Welsh and Mike Nabrowski joining Greg Taylor in front of the Celtic goalkeeper. I'm sure he is going to get an exceptional reception. St Mirren also make a few changes, 4 changes from the side that drew 2-2 against Hearts and Paisley. Among the substitutes this afternoon, the 2 goal scorers from that game, James Scott and James Bolton. Marcus Fraser, former Celtic player, returns to the side. And St Mirren, of course, 5th place finish. European football returns to Paisley for the first time since 1987, so a day of celebration for Stephen Robinson's side this afternoon. And I have to tell you that St Mirren will be forming a guard of honour for the champions before the game, which is all credit to Stephen Robinson and his team this afternoon. It is a wonderful day in Glasgow. The Celtic fans out in force, a sea of green and white, and I'm sure wherever you are listening and watching around the world, you may have your tops off. It tells you how warm it is in Glasgow, the fact that there will be taps half in Glasgow. It's the St Mirren players wearing their change deep pink strip, so they are going to form a guard of honour. Mark O'Hara, the captain, Zach Hemming, the goalkeeper, and there is Marcus Fraser, of course, former Celtic player. They will greet the Celtic players, led by Callum McGregor, an incredible captain. His third season as a champion, as a captain. Of course, he's won many more titles as a Celtic player. Joe Hart with his children this afternoon, and an emotional day for the Hart family. So Celtic will head out. The pyrotechnics on the pitch, and Paradise erupts as the champions head out on to the Paradise pitch. You're never tired of these moments. This is all about Celtic this afternoon. The finest team in the land. The Celtic song echoes round a packed Paradise. And the Celtic players, as I mentioned, 6 changes to that team that clinched the title in such spectacular style at Rugby Park in midweek. But they will be looking to sign off with a victory this afternoon, and of course after that all attention will turn to Hampden for next weekend and a Derby Cup final, a chance for a double. Brendan Rodgers, he did say when he arrived, welcome along for the journey, and for those fans who maybe still doubted him, see me back here in May, and it is May. And Celtic are the champions once again for the 54th league title in Celtic's history. An incredible, incredible record. Brendan Rodgers himself has now won 8 major trophies with Celtic, including 3 league titles, and a nice touch there. Callum McGregor and Mark O'Hara, the 2 captains, with Matthew McDermott, the referee, and of course Joe Hart and his kids as the mascots. So Joe Hart just getting a hug there. Well, we heard just a small part of the interview that Jerry did with Joe Hart for Celtic TV before the game. You can obviously after the game check that out as well. Very moving. This club means so much to him. He is a winner, and you only have to listen to what the players say about him on and off the park to see how important he is in the dressing room as well. Well, so often these occasions in the sunshine at Celtic Park provide a few goals, and I'm sure the Celtic players will want to do that this afternoon. The 5th meeting between the sides this season, the 4th in the league. There was also a Scottish Cup tie in Paisley, and Celtic have won every one. The most recent of those, a 3-0 win here back in April. The roar of the crowds is Callum McGregor, the last huddle at Celtic Park this season. It will be the visitors who are going to get the game underway. Celtic want to sign off with a victory against Stephen Robinson's side. As always, the home side will shoot from left to right, as they in the green and white hoops. It's more like a red top in real life. On the pictures it might look a bit shocking pink, so red, black and red for St.